Welcome, my friends. We are yet again with Ice the Man from Clan Ice Bears. He is from down under. It's probably not, I don't know what ice is for, because I bet they don't get much snow down there too often. But anyways, here is Ice. We're talking about Town Hall 11s versus Town Hall 10 dips. And so take it away, Ice. We are going to look at your scout on number 2, and yeah, take it away.
Beautiful. Well, welcome everyone from Australia, and it snows here once every 10 years in Adelaide in South Australia. So yeah, it was just a random nickname that I've got. So with number 2, I'm looking at doing a go viz. So 2 golems, 16 Valks, 10 wizards. Another clan wizard with the clan golem, which is one of the 2 golems, and then just 2 archers. And I have 4 baby dragons, which I've had some success with adding to this style of attack, basically to create my funnel, but also to take advantage of hitting the corners. So on number 2, the north, south, and west corners are pretty open for me to drop baby drags in. They'll start clearing out some space. So I'll come in from that 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock edge where that cannon is, with my 2 golems, and let them beat on the wall because they won't take too much damage there. I'll drop 4 quakes to open up the town hall, the inferno, and the clan castle compartment and the air defense area there. That's only 5 spaces, and those quakes should do 8. And on hall, then I'll funnel in my golems with wizards and Valks, but I won't do them all at once, just in case they track left and right. But I'm hoping that the clan castle, the queen, and the king will drag my troops into the center of the base. Spell-wise, I've got 4 quakes, 1 being the clan quake. I've got 3 freezes, and 1 rage. Okay. Usually I'd take that 3rd freeze for the eagle, but there's no eagle on this one, so I probably... You reckon I'm better off grabbing a jump instead, or...?
Well, 3 freezes. I would bring... If you're bringing that many Valkyries, if you're going to choose to bring the Valkyries, I would bring a heal, because if you have 2 freeze, that means you can freeze both the infernos, or at least one inferno, and you could heal up your Valkyries. It would, or an extra, or rage. I mean, Valkyries do really well with rage. I'm not necessarily 2 freeze. Where were you gonna put? Where were you gonna put your freeze? Like, what was your plan with the 2 freeze?
The first freeze was hopefully gonna be near the Queen, the Inferno, the Clan Castle troops that come out. So I was hoping to try to capture all of those in that 1 freeze. Now, it might be a little bit too sideways because that cannon doesn't really line up with the center of the base. So I might get the Queen and that Expo and the Clan Castle troops. So where the cannon's positioned sort of in the middle, or down from the middle, my freeze might not get the clan troops, the Queen and that Inferno. So I might leave that Inferno alone, and the 2nd freeze I'll probably drop on the back Inferno and that Expo out there, because it'll take a little while for anyone to get through those walls to get to them. Which is why I can drop that 3rd freeze, because I probably won't need it. So I might change that up for the rage and try to rage them through those walls to those Expos and the Inferno.
Yeah. I think the free... I mean, if you're going to bring the ground, that's fine. Now, have you considered... Now, why... what's your reasoning behind using wizards over bowlers with your kill squad? Like, how many wizards are you going to be bringing?
10. So if I hit air troops in their clan castle, so the usually what I found with the GoViz, the wizards are good for creating a funnel, but also for taking out their dragons. So being that we're sort of coming up against middle sort of level bases, more often than not, their CCs have a dragon in it, and the bowlers won't do any good against a dragon, whereas the wizards following in behind those golems should be able to take out that clan castle troops, and then the Valks just run amok.
Sure, no, I get that. I get that reasoning. Yeah.
Do we know what's in that clan castle tilt?
No.
Yeah,
we don't.
We know. Well, I am assuming it's a dragon in there.
Have we? What did you come up against, Mike? On your attack on 4?
Mike's was a dragon.
A dragon? Yeah, so...
Dragon balloon.
Dragon balloon. So more than likely they've got a dragon and 3 balloons in there.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. I think for the ground, if you're going to push right into it, bringing wizards is fine. I mean, your queen obviously would get it too with the poison. I was just thinking funneling, because bowlers they actually do a better job than... When you're pushing in a base, and I actually making a video kind of more on this, bowlers or wizards, bowlers do better because under rage, bowlers see how this base is built, like the double bounce of the bowler, it'll help create the funnel way faster than say some of the wizards. But now, more kind of shift. Go ahead.
My main funnel will be the baby drags in the corners.
I see. Okay, so, you're going to use the baby dragons at the beginning and not. Okay, I get it.
In the 4 corners to gets percentage up, takes out a bunch of the stuff so that it helps the funnel grow straight inwards rather than sort of spreading out and around.
Sure. I understand that and see that as well. Now, here's a question that why would you not? Did you even consider using La Lune or no? Because what I see here is 3 expos pointed to the ground, and so with air being so powerful, it seems like air would be good. What is your kind of reasoning by not using air?
Okay, so I'm not a great lava loon attacker. I haven't done a lot of practice on that, and my hero level is not quite as high as I'd like it to be to help it out. We have in the past had a lot of people that are better at lava loon than me try on Town Hall 10s, and more often than not, while our lava loon 3 stars Town Hall 9s, our ratio of 3-star and Town Hall 10s with lava loon hasn't been good. So whereas the ground game, I've found I used to dragon a lot, and I'm really good at drag learning, and I've got level 6 drags, and I funnel drags really, really well, and that is an option.
No, yeah, on this base, but, I mean, no, yeah. I was just, and that's fine. I mean, I understand. I mean, La Lune, heck, I'm still trying to learn. No, I mean, it's the hardest thing to do in the game, I think, at this moment, because the thing about loon pathing, you can't just spam every base, because if you do, I mean, I know a lot of people think, oh, it works for me, but you know, certain bases, you're just going to run into problems. Your success rate's not going to be as good. So I understand that it's difficult, but you know, I think because the goal is to get, I want you to get better, me to get better, everyone to get better. And so I just encourage you to, you know, practice with the air on friendly challenges, hit your own people all the time, and try to. I've done a number of videos on loon pathing and how to do the air, because it's definitely more powerful than Valkyries. I mean, Valkyries they're good, but in the current meta of the game, in fact, using a bowler witch strategy, I don't know if you know about that. For when you're dipping, it's even stronger than Valkyries. So. Maybe you know, I can give you some of those videos, or you can just look them up. But it's a super powerful attack for a dip on the bases.
I do like witches with the healers, but I need to level up my witches. I think.
Okay.
My bowlers are level 3, but my witches I think are only level 2 at this stage.
Yeah, and if you don't have the troops to do it, I mean, I understand that too. You know, not everyone has upgraded troops, and that's fine. But just to consider, I would start even with level 2 witches. I think you could do a lot of damage with the bowler witch strategy. So maybe give that a go.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, let's go with your plan. I think it's fine as long as the danger I see. If you don't get the funnel, your Valkyries will circle the inner core and you're gonna fail. So my thoughts are let the baby dragons, get that funnel in and just make sure before you deploy, a lot of your Valks. So you already said you're not going to just spam them all at once. You're going to make sure the funnel's there. So you're already ahead of the curve. That's the only thing I see if you're going to use Valkyries. If the funnel's not there, it could cause problems. So cool. We'll pause it there, and then you can take your time to get ready for the attack, and then don't feel pressure to talk while you're attacking. It's really hard to do. It's way harder than it's talking and raiding are really hard. So
well,
if you want to, you can say like, this is what I'm doing. I'm nervous. What's happening? Things like that. You don't have to.
No worries. I'm ready to go.
Oh, you are? Okay. Well, it's still recording, so yeah, you can push attack whenever you want.
All right, let's go. We'll start with the quakes.
Here we go, friends. Here we go. Live attack again. The ground is.
And then with the way the air defense is set up, I'm hoping these baby drags do a heck of a lot of damage.
His baby dragon. He's going doing the same thing, exactly what he said to do. He was gonna do. They're gonna help with the funnel. He should have this if things go well.
Just give him a bit of a chance to create that funnel down that bottom edge there, because that's going to be important. I might.
Time could be an issue.
Okay, so I'll chuck that golem out that side, that golem out that side. I'll just see if I can't drop some witches to wizards to help.
Uh-oh, the other golem.
And they get through that wall.
He's okay though. Oh, he forgot wall breakers. I guess he doesn't really need them, but. So this is the danger of this ground attack.
Dragon and balloons, like we thought.
Good freeze.
Queen needs to stay over this side. Queen, stay over this side.
Oh, he doesn't have a poison. Yeah, needed that poison. It's okay. Queen's coming back. Valkyries.
Get that town hall.
Yeah, I like it. He was patient on those at least.
Okay, everything's spread out. The king didn't go quite where I wanted him to. He went around instead of in. Drop these two Valks there. %. Where are they going to go? Are they going to go around? No, they're going in. Oh, there was a break in that wall for those expos.
Well, you have two Valkyries hacking away.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to get 70 if they can get into that elixir and that arch tower. Come on, come on.
Oh, nice. You might get 72.
Yep, or 71. So that was going in blind.
No, that was, hey, for you got that 71%. That's huge. I mean, that's gonna that could win you the war. So let's push replay and kind of walk us through, like, were you happy with your start, or what things do you think that kind of your mistakes, if you had any, or things you could have done better?
Okay. Well, one thing you never notice when you use the baby drags to funnel is once they've sort of got that corner down, you sort of concentrate on dropping everything else. So I'm just watching to see how they went. So they got me 20% before the last one pretty much went down. So that's good. Getting through that wall. So my king went west side, which is slightly annoying because they had archers in their clan castle as well, and the queen. I was hoping he'd get drawn in, but he just kept going around. So my first freeze was a little bit wasted because nothing was really there to take advantage. My queen doubled back, which was nice. Got those loons down, got the dragon down. So that was disappointing that I didn't get a bunch of the Valks in the middle with the king, because I think then those expos, because there's that hole in the wall, they would have got through and taken out those expos, which would have helped out a bit because their range is on ground.
Yeah,
but a solid two.
Also, maybe bringing the wall breakers would have helped early on as well. I mean, I know that's a small thing, but it would have sped up your troops a little bit. Yeah, I mean, for the attack that you were going for, I think it did fine if you were going to use this attack. Again, this was as I mentioned, the weaker the Valkyries, just because they were facing all those ground defenses. I think the plan that you had, I mean, was fine. I mean, you executed exactly your plan. As far as the troop comps, what you were bringing, I would have a queen walk into a queen walk. She could have walked a long way. You could have done that into bowlers, and then you push Valkyries in the core. That could have worked. If you wanted to stay with ground attacks, I mean, I understand because you're the air, you're still learning.
Yep.
Or because I just think bowlers are really powerful against these low. This is a lower level town hall 10. As far not everything's maxed out, so they do a good job. So instead of kind of the wizards, because I noticed you actually lost a lot of wizards at the beginning. Or do maybe I think the bowler witch strategy could have worked there as well if you were sticking to ground.
The queen walk, I can see how that works, because usually it's cannons and expos that do a lot of damage to her, and there's that full side from sort of north to east where there's one really low cannon and one on the corner. So if I'd scouted that a little bit harder, the queen walk could have done well. But you wouldn't need too many rages to waste on her.
No, yeah. If I was gonna bring ground attack, I would have queen walked, and I would have actually coming from 9 to. I would have probably gone 9 to 6, and then at 6 o'clock I would have brought in a golem with a bunch of bowlers. Like I would bring CC bowlers. I would bring probably maybe even 6 more, so maybe 11 total bowlers, or if you have the space. And then I think you should. And then you could bring a jump, 2 jumps actually, for the Valkyries to go into the core. So they'll go take out the Infernos and all those expos as your bowlers and queen are circling the base. Your queen's going to start to snipe. She'll get some stuff. So if I was stuck to the ground attack and I had ground only, I would have done that, because I mean that a lot of people do that even in the upper CWL clans if they face in kind of a a base like a ring type base and like regular war, like even in our clan we face a lot of regular clans and we have solid attackers, and sometimes people will use the queen walk bowlers. I know Clash with Ash did a video and I've done a video on it as well using that kind of strategy. So but no, for the plan that you decided to come up with, and that's fine. I think I specifically didn't want you to change your army comp, because I wanted to see you attack it how you thought would be the best way. Now after hitting this base and getting 2 stars, would you, if you had the chance again, would you use the same army again, or would you change it up?
I'd definitely look to queen walk. I've got level 3 bowlers, so using a golem as a shield for those bowlers would probably help. Usually when I hit Town Hall 11s, bowlers, when they congregate, get smashed by an eagle artillery really quickly. So I've sort of put them to the side a little bit unless I'm trying to funnel. But that congestion around the outside does suit bowlers really, really well. But yeah, definitely would have brought in a queen walk, and then just depending on the composition there, whether those bowlers, and then a handful of Valks to jump in the middle with hopefully a king and the warden would have been good.
Yeah, or, I mean, people still use mass bowlers with healers behind. I think you would have crushed the base with that as well.
Yeah, well, the air defences could have gotten taken down really easy with bowlers with the bounce. So the healers would have been pretty set.
Well, yeah, I would say don't feel bad for the 2-star. I think that 2-star is going to be great. I think y'all will end up, I mean, it's a high percentage. So again, on these people, y'all got to understand, on these these ordinary wars, the 2-stars really win these wars. So yeah, I thought, you got high percentage, so that's going to help your clan hopefully get the win.
Beautiful.
Ice, did you want to say anything else about thoughts about going forward? Like, let me ask you, as a Town Hall 11, do you practice with new troops, or how do you go about getting better in Clash of Clans? What is kind of your regimen? So
as a Town Hall 11, and usually getting hit by the best player in the other clan, I paid a lot of attention to what does well against my base. So I have a really good drag loon attack, which I use when I can take advantage of air. But I noticed that bowlers were doing some damage against my Town Hall 10, so I'd leveled up my bowlers and started using them a bit. But the Golem Valk Wizard attack really started 2-starring my Town Hall 11 before I changed up to an anti-funnel base, and was doing some really good damage. 3-starter Town Hall 10s a couple of times. So probably about a month ago, I've started working on that strategy, doing challenges with guys in the clan. Last war, I 3-starter Town Hall 10 with the exact same troop combo with the baby dragons in the corners, because they're not putting archer towers there to protect. So last war as well, they got 19 to 20% of the damage before I even sent in my troops, which does help a high 2-star or push through to the 3. So the CL Wars is good, but with those high-level heroes, those queen walks with 4 or 5 healers behind them last so much better than a level 28 queen, because her health is so much higher and her damage is so much greater. Of the last few wars, running every Town Hall 11 with the Golem Valk quiz. And I've got 2-3 stars on Town Hall 10s in the last couple of wars. So it's worked out well. But like everything, the game evolves. CSC does a leveling of an attacking troop, and then all of a sudden what was good is no longer quite so good, and you've got to adapt back. What not too long ago was all diggers flying around bases, knocking them all over and things like that. So you've got to be constantly challenging your clan mates.
Yeah, I think your mic cut out for a second.
I think he took off his shirt and he's fighting a crocodile.
Maybe he got kicked by a what are those animals? A kangaroo. Punched him in the face.
A crocodile broke into his house.
So you've got to be adaptable with the Clash of Clans update. Dragons and Peekers got faster. Things like the miners, everyone used to mass attack with miners. They do a little bit of adjusting. Now I rarely ever get hit by mass miner attacks. So you've got to be flexible. You've got to test out attack styles, and you've got to be willing to keep learning them, because each base is different, and if you can scout it properly for your attack and you have a ground and an air game and things like that, then you can actually instead of having a pre-made army that you're just going to use all the time, you can actually adjust to what bases you come up against to take advantages of any weaknesses that you see if you scout it properly.
Yeah, and I guess to slowly end it, I will suggest, because I'm looking at your attack when you're using the baby dragons. Now, I think baby dragons have a lot of use. I would also start to consider what is the accomplishment of it, because like the attack you just did, they had, I mean, if you're planning for the 2-star, okay, you can use those baby dragons to get the percentage. However, if you think you can 3-star it and you're spending 40 troops to, you know, have baby dragons, especially the ones you put up at 12 and 9 o'clock, you know, that's 20 camp space that you could have used somewhere else. So again, you know, troops, bringing the right troops is very important, and like knowing, like you know, not wasting troops. So again, to create the funnel on your attack on 2, you could have, well, you could have put a minion on the outside cannon, and taken that down for free, and then put your 2 golems on the side, and then behind that, if you were going to push in here, not do a queen walk, you could do bowlers on the side and help create the funnel, because with the bounce, they can actually get a number of those structures there. So it I guess my encouragement gets you to think about different ways to create funnels with the least amount of troops possible, or if you're going to create a funnel, or how, if you're going to bring in, say, like an air attack, how do I get this air defense down using the least amount of like spells, troops, anything of that nature. So if you can start to think that way about all your attacks, what objective you're going after, and how to get it down most efficiently, you'll start to see, you know, your 3-stars get even more, because you don't want to waste troops in the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you've got limited amount.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's how I would say, you know, the next step for you, just thinking about that sort of thing, because I from seeing your attack, I think you understand the fundamentals. I think some of your the troops that you're bringing are just not quite the best. It's just not the best troops for that base. I'm not saying you can't use Valkyries. I think they're powerful, and again, but every base is base dependent on what troops you bring. So just start to think about that, and like, yeah, and start learning air as well, as much as you can, just because it helps to diversify your game. And so, like, as you said, you're not stuck just on using one troop. But yeah, no, don't be discouraged. I think
it's good.
You're definitely above. You're doing well, and obviously this clan is, you know, y'all had some good wins as well. So yeah, I really appreciate you coming on. And did you have anything else you wanted to say or thoughts?
Thanks for having us, and yeah, if you ever want to come back, by all means, and if we want, we can force Tilt to hit number 2 as well, and see if we can't mix it up, and see if he can't do the queen walk or the bowler walk. Yeah, that sounds good. I really appreciate it. Take care. No worries. See you, mate. Bye. Yet another really cool video, I thought. I'm always encouraged by this, and I encourage you to get out there, practice, and just start to learn daily. The grind is real. It takes time, takes effort, but believe me, when you start getting those 3 stars and stepping up for your clan, you will feel the pound in your chest and the victory of victories. I don't even know how to end it, but guys, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Halo out.